class. Today I'm going to give you my presentation on technology in education by Chelsea Owens. First, I'm going to talk about the type of technology used in classrooms. Today we see a lot of students using iPads. The iPads are nice because students can get into apps that work on specific skills that students need to work on. It could be something like vocab or sounds and letters. It can help students with their writing since they can write using their fingertips on the screen. It just helps students. It gives students more opportunities than a laptop can do, which is my next one. Laptops. Some schools will require that students have a laptop to use in their classroom, because they might have classes on there and even have their own textbooks on there. Next is smart boards. A smart board can help make virtual learning more active by having students getting up and using the boards and interacting with it, and they can interact with each other. And it helps make teachers be able to make games or PowerPoints or even their own lesson all on a smart board, all active and virtual. And then you also have your basic overheads where teachers can project worksheets and stuff overhead, and you can write on a whiteboard with these worksheets being projected on it, or even write on the projector with the clear paper. I'm sure everybody has had or used one in the classroom before. But what I want to talk about is, does technology actually enhance education? And could it possibly limit some students from getting an equal education? As technology advances, so does the use of technology in our everyday lives, including our schools. Teachers are increasing their use on incorporating technology into the classroom. Many schools offer online classes, use online textbooks and interactive whiteboards, and even take tests on the web. Sometimes technology can achieve more help for students than modifications with the paper and a pencil test. However, not all schools have access to the same amount of technology as others. So does this limit some of the students from lower income schools from equal education? Does technology really help enhance education? Reports on the effectiveness of technology have tended to produce conflicting results. Computer-supported collaborative learning, or CSCL. A study conducted by Shelb, Huseman, Turner, Cliffel, Nath, and Sweeney on a high school classroom showed that computer-supported collaborative learning was highly effective on enhancing learning in the classroom. Over 2 years, the author took data on 946 students and 18 teachers in their classroom. According to Shell et al., students in classes where CSCL communities were more established reported more knowledgeable, building goals and activities, more question asking, and higher perception of collaboration with fellow students. Students' report of knowledge building, strategic learning, and perceptions of the classroom were also associated with their classroom achievement. The use of CSCL communities proved to be overall very successful for the classroom by improving teaching and student learning. Next are interactive whiteboards, which would be like our smart boards, which help create learning to be more interactive and virtual. Smart boards are being integrated into the classroom to get students to participate in learning in a more active way, like I have said. According to DeGregorio and Sobel-Lejeski, some common themes reoccur when interactive whiteboards are used. These themes include effects on perception, motivation, attention, behavior, level of interaction between student, teacher, and IWB, learning, pedagogy, and achievement. These themes have kind of been an overall reoccurring idea for a lot of my research on technology in schools. They have seen that motivation, self-esteem, and attention have been a really big factor when using technology in the classroom. Those are probably the most common areas that are affected by technology in classrooms. But the final result of their findings showed that interactive whiteboards can have a positive impact in the classroom when used effectively. When I say effectively, I mean the authors felt like teachers needed more training. And I have also seen this as a reoccurring factor on my own observations in classrooms. At Eastern, I took a technology class that we created a whole lesson on a smartboard, and it was like the funnest project I've ever had to do. It was so cool, the stuff I learned on smartboards. I was like, wow, the teachers don't even use this. There's so much you can do on it, and teachers use it to project the computer to the computer screen on the board, and then they can write on it. They write on their notes or they underline, and that's all I've really seen a whiteboard be used for. But it can be used for so much more, like studying, and you can play the Jeopardy game. And there's actually, like, if you go in the smartboard, just the smartboard app on the computer, there is actually like a virtual Jeopardy that will set it all up on the page, and you just type in stuff. So you don't need to put in that extra work because there's already a template for it. Where teachers were making it on a PowerPoint, and I think that was probably a lot harder to do, but I've never done it that way. But the smartboard, there's so much you can do. It's so active. It's just so virtual. You really have to try it out for yourself to see how you can use it and use it in the classroom, because I really felt like that it was effective in the classroom, and it can be, because it really does get these students interactive. And even students who have a problem paying attention, they see, wow, we're getting up and you're working with the board. You're not just sitting at a desk. So students pay attention and they want to be involved because it's fun. So that is my view on the interactive whiteboards. But I do see where the authors were saying where teachers needed the training, and they don't really have it. They get the grants for the smartboards, but nobody gets the training on it. Next, we have the other side of the argument. Many studies suggest that technology does enhance education in certain areas. However, according to Harder and Harder, their study evidenced otherwise. The authors created a web page and online quizzes which they used for the one semester in their college-level economic class. The technology was provided to students in an aid to help study. The results showed that adding this type of technology did not increase student performance on the final exam. However, the authors do believe it can be beneficial if maybe the class wasn't all out of class technology use. They also felt like technology did help provide feedback faster to students and also help show teachers students' weakness. And teachers really like the fast feedback, and I think so do students, because then you can see what's wrong because the computer generates it all, and then you can help use it to study for your next test. When you see what you missed, you can study that part. It's what you don't know. Next, there's technology-enriched classrooms. The study was done by Paige. She conducted a small study on technology-enriched classrooms compared to a traditional classroom. Both of the classrooms had elementary students from low socioeconomic status. Data was taken on the students' achievement, self-esteem, and classroom interaction. But results show no significant difference shown in the reading achievement of students. However, a significant difference was prevalent in the students' self-esteem and classroom interaction. This classroom interaction seems to be a really common theme with technology used in the classroom. It really does help get students more interactive and wanting to learn because they get out of their seat. They're not just sitting at a desk with their nose in a book. However, besides the two significant difference in 2 out of 3 areas, Page thought on technology and education is that it has failed fully to prove itself. However, technology did show to have an increase of classroom interaction overall, and I feel like that is very beneficial to students because by having these interactions, it can help create a positive learning environment, which is what us teachers really want. Closing thoughts. Overall, technology has shown to have some benefits. Technology, as it continues to advance, is something that will never go away and will always be in our daily lives of people. Technology can provide some students with the help they need more than modifications on the traditional use of paper and pencil. Also, as you can see, there's both sides to this, and there probably should be more studies done, especially since technology does continue to increase. A lot of my stuff was found from like the early 2000s, and I think we have made such a huge advancement in technology since then, especially in colleges having a lot of online classes because it does provide us with a more efficient classroom because we do it around ourselves and around the time we have the time for it. But it is still something that has mixed feelings about. So I hope everybody has a good 4th of July weekend. I hope you enjoy.